What's up, y'all? It's your girl Yeahhhh here. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's so late, y'all. Like, as y'all know, when it's cold outside in Chicago, it gets dark faster. So, my bad. I should have timed this better. But I did want to get on here real quick and kind of share a story time that I thought of earlier that makes me laugh. Like, I'll be toe up about it. Okay, but before I get into that, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, like, comment on some videos, just really engage with the channel. Like, I love talking to y'all in the comments. And also, if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at Jaydene1, JAYDENEE1. Now that we got that out the way, let me hurry up and get into this story time because I'm in Roseland, Illinois, and that ain't how I get down. So, all right, so story time. So story time about that time I thought I was in love with my best friend. I'll put it that way. That time I thought I was in love with my best friend. So I grew up in Englewood, in Chicago, on the other side of Loomis. If you're from Englewood, then you know what I'm talking about. I went to Perkins Bass Elementary School with most of the neighborhood kids. Some kids went to Bass, some kids went to Woods, some kids went to Mays. Like, we was just sprawled out all over the place, but kind of still in the same, area. But yeah, I went to Bass, and I went there with my uncle, who's the same age as me, and a couple of friends that lived on my block. A few of them were in a grade above me, but we were all still pretty cool. So we would see each other at school sometimes and chop it up or whatever, but most times we'd kick it on the block. We didn't start getting close until everybody was in high school. Like, we would sometimes have, fun here and there playing games. Some of the guys would play basketball together, play football. We'll play hide and go seek, like we'll play it. But we didn't get as close until high school. So when high school rolled around, that's when people would be outside a heck of a lot more. My mama gave me a little bit more freedom. My grandma gave my uncle a little bit more freedom. And a lot of the other friends had more freedom. So we'll just spend time on each other's porches. We'll go to the park. We'll go to the other blocks like 66, 64th. We'll go to the corner. So we just, you know how it is being from the hood. Like, y'all find the smallest things to do to have a good time. So that's what we did. We found things to do and we would have a blast. Well, in the midst of that, I got really close to my best friend. I'm going to call him CJ. Me and CJ got really, really close during this time. Like, we would spend a lot of time one-on-one, basically. Like, in the mornings, during the summer break, he would ring my doorbell at probably 8 o'clock a.m., 8:30 a.m. And my mama would be so blue because she got to go to work, and y'all out here already ringing the door. Even on weekends when she'll try to sleep in, here comes CJ ringing my doorbell like never before. I would come downstairs in my nightgown and sit on the porch with him and talk until I felt like going to get ready, and then coming right back outside to come kick it for the entire day. We would talk about all types of stuff, like his family, my family, but the main thing I would be super open about was the fact that I had a crush on his older brother. So I'd be like, ooh, your brother's so fine, like, when you gonna tell him I like him? Because I'm not gonna tell him. Like, I needed a little middleman. I felt at this point comfortable enough to trust that he could get the word to his older brother. Eventually, after I don't even know how long I was like pressing him to do so, he ended up going to his brother and telling his brother how I felt. And his brother was like, oh, Zayana cute, and she got a little body on her, blah, blah, blah. Like, ugh. I'm cracking up because y'all should have saw how thirsty I was when he brought the message back to me. And after he told me, he saw that I was like, kind of excited about it. But he decided to burst my bubble by letting me know that his brother was like talking to whoever he was talking to at that time. But then he ended up saying, but my brother asked me how I feel about you. And I was just like, what do you mean? What do you mean he asked you that? This isn't about you. This is about him. He ended up being like, well, you know, like, Yeahhhh this, Yeahhhh that, like, kind of making it seem like he had a slight interest. And I didn't know how to feel about that. It was just a little awkward for me in the moment, because although I had a crushy crush on his brother, I kind of was attracted to him. But I didn't let myself go there mentally, because I was friends with the girl who he was dating. Now, granted, I knew him way longer, and the girl he was dating was just like kind of busy. Like she was just entertaining guys, other guys. And not that she was being physical with them. It was just that, like, you know, if you got a boyfriend, like, you should kind of dial it back a bit. But out of respect for her and the simple fact that I had a crush on his brother, I just was his homie. Like, and I'd be laughing, joking with him, just like keeping it real simple, because it just wasn't right to go that way. So time goes on. He stopped talking to the girl he was with for a little minute. Over time, I started kind of looking at him like, I'm really digging your character, and you're not bad on the eyes. Like, what? He was tall, dark skinned, had a nice haircut. He was just like very sweet. Like, his cousins were like kind of rough on the edges, even though we were all cool, but he was the most like calm one, the one that everybody assumed would be like successful, and the one that would get married, the one that would do everything the right way, basically. He started spending more time with my family. Like, we'll go and do stuff, go to a picnic, like, you know, the family reunion style picnics. We'll go to these basketball fundraisers. Like, we'll have all types of little events, and he would come over my uncle's house to play the Xbox. Like, he'll just be around a heck of a lot more. And by him spending that much time with us, like, I started kind of, you know, really peeping certain things that I didn't peep before, and it started making me feel away. All this is happening in the summer, y'all. Like, between June, well, kind of end of May, all the way to September. So, you know, I'm just like wrestling with these feelings type thing, and I don't really know what to do with them, because that's my dog. Like, that's my dog, and I do not want to mess stuff up. Fast forward to probably, I don't know, June. Me and him start to have a conversation about him and a girl who he was with. And he was just like, I feel like she cheated on me. I ain't really feeling her, like, blah, 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 blah. And he giving me all the, like, details about, you know, the inner workings of their relationship and why he really feel like it didn't work out outside of the cheating part. Then somehow he transitions into asking me if I would date him. And I'm like, no. Partially because I thought he was playing. But even though I felt how I felt about him, because I started to develop these feelings, I still wasn't like thirsty to be like, let's be together. I didn't know what to do with how I was feeling. All I knew was that I started to have like deeper feelings for him. But the way he asked me about like being together, I just felt like he was on some mess. So I was like, nope. He was like, oh, okay then. Never brought it up again. Fast forward to him and his family moving. Me and my family still stand on the block. And he would come over here and there to say hi to everybody. Like, I would see his family. And we'll all still be really cool. And just like talking about hanging out, like the old times, old days, and all that. Eventually, he gets somebody pregnant. Which changed the game for me. Because I'm just like, why would you do that? Like, bro, you ain't even finished school. Like, what's up? You know, not trying to judge, but I was like, come on, you had plans. Like, you had stuff you were supposed to be doing. Then stuff kind of started going left with him and the girl who he was with. Then I stopped talking to him. Like we were super duper distant, and I felt the way about it because I'm just like, how we go from talking every single day to now I don't even know what you got going on. I don't know where you are. I don't know if you okay or none of that. Then we get to college years, and at this point, you know, we kind of grown. You know, I'm only like 20, 21, and I'm just like living it up. Internship, job, I got me a car, all types of stuff. And we end up reconnecting somehow. And I pull up on him. We talking in the car. I meet his son. And it feels like old times, but then I also feel like, you know, obviously he grown, so everything ain't quite the same. So I'm just trying to adapt to like this new CJ. Then years go by where we ain't talking. I was just like, I don't know what this on and off thing is about, but whatever. But in them years, my guy is reproducing. Like, he goes from 1 to like 4, 3 or 4. And so I'm just like, golly, like, oh, he far gone now. Like, I ain't even got one. Like, you know, he's deep in the parenthood at this point. Again, no judgment, but it's like you wouldn't even have no time to be in nobody relationship, okay? While I am back home for my grandma's birthday barbecue, while I go outside and I see CJ and his sister, all of a sudden I'm feeling all fluttery because I'm like, oh my God, like I miss him so bad. I cannot believe all this time went by and I wasn't able to, you know, spend time with my homie, talk to him, hear from him or nothing. We hug each other. We start catching up again. It's like going very, very well. Until his sister says, I don't know why you kept playing, CJ. You know you should have been with Yeahhhh. Hello? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then she started going into detail like, you know, she the one, you know, she got a good head on her shoulders, you know, blah, blah, blah. He's just like, come on, man. Why you doing that? Why you going that far? And then he was like, I don't want to do that right now. Let's not talk about that right now. We'll get to that. We'll get to it. So then his mother walks up. So she like, yeah, Yeahhhh, she, you know, she not small, but she is pretty. Like, she could dress and all. I don't even know why you got to mention the size part. Like, nobody asked that. You could have just said I was pretty, but it's okay. But yeah, she started complimenting me and she like, yeah, CJ, you should have been with Yeahhhh. I don't know why you kept playing. And then he like, come on, Ma, like, don't go there. So then he like, let's just go in the back. Let's just go talk to your family. So then we go talk to my family and I can't get that conversation out of my head because I'm just like, what was just going on? What was just happening? And why didn't you want to finish the conversation? So I was just like, CJ, tell me something. Have you ever thought about dating me? He was like, honestly, I've always thought about dating you. I always had feelings for you, blah, 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 blah. I feel like had I followed your footsteps and went with you to high school, went with you to college, and just like, you know, stayed connected to you, like I feel like I would be in a much different place right now. We'll be in a much different place right now. Like, so yeah. And I was just like, I want to call him out his name so bad. I want to call him a B word because why you didn't say this years ago? Why you didn't say this years ago? Why you didn't say this 4 years ago? Why you didn't say this before we went to college? Why didn't you say this way back when? You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just mouth agape for the rest of the barbecue because I could not believe that this came out his mouth. So, you know, rest of the night we just sitting there talking. I'm still trying to act like, you know, what he told me earlier ain't wearing me out in the brain. I'm just like smiling and waving, smiling and nodding my head like, what? But overall, you know, I'm like still stunned. So he gives me a hug. He like, listen, we can talk about this tomorrow. And just see where it goes. I'm like, yeah, we'll see. So then the next day comes, he comes back and we talk. And he's just like, You know, I don't know where to go from here. I just want to be honest with you. But I would like to, you know, go get coffee and like talk about this more before I head back to my city or whatever. But we never got coffee, unfortunately, or whatever. Like, that's still my dog though. I still love him. I'm like, that's really my friend forever. Like, all the people I grew up with on that block will always have a special place in my heart. But I sometimes think about what it would have been like to give that a chance back then, like prior to becoming too grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would that have been like? How would things have played out, you know? And granted, I don't think I was actually in love with him, but I do think that I had some real feelings for him because of the kind of friend he was, but also because of the potential I saw. So yeah, I wouldn't quite call him the one that got away. I'm probably the one that got away at this point, but still, that was still like my dog for real. And I hope we reconnect just for the sake of being real friends. Yeah. Okay. End of story time. If you have not gotten my book, if you have not grabbed Healing Through Rejection, make sure you grab Healing Through Rejection. Okay, it's been out for nearly 27 days, and I feel like there are still some more people who need to get it. So hop on that, y'all. Get the ebook, get the paperback version, whatever you feel like doing, get on that. Shop with me at Etsy, and also those who have not registered for my mentorship program but really want to, hit me up on Instagram. Send me a DM, send me an email, comment me below, whatever is the most comfortable for you. I hope you have a great holiday week, y'all. I love y'all so much. Have a great night.